If the pictures of devastation and grief don't tell the story, then perhaps the numbers will do the trick, as the unfolding humanitarian catastrophe in Gaza also becomes a development crisis.
The Syrian economy used to lose 1% of GDP per month. We have lost already 4% of GDP, not just of Gaza economy. I need to insist, even though the fighting is in Gaza, but the whole Palestinian economy has lost already 4% of GDP. If this fight continues till the end of the second month, the loss will be more than 8% of GDP. And if it continues till the end of the year, we are going to have a 12% loss in GDP.
Gaza was already in dire straits before the recent conflict broke out after Hamas's attack on Israel. An unemployment rate of 41%. 63% of households were food insecure, and nearly 80% of children were in dire need of assistance. Add to that a death toll of more than 10,500, including over 4,000 children, while as of November 3rd, 50% of housing units had been totally destroyed and over 200,000 units partially damaged. And if the war persists, the assessment warns that Gaza's population might have nowhere to go. With 96%, almost the entire population of Gaza facing unprecedented deprivation of all essential services while falling into multidimensional poverty.
Even more important, if I may say, is the loss to human development. After 2 months of fighting, Palestine, and not just Gaza, would have lost 16 years of human development. Health and education and infrastructure and economic growth, that would be wiped out. Palestine would go back to 2005. All the investments, all the work, all the hard work of the international community and the Palestinian people will be lost since 2005. 45% of UNDP's projects in Gaza have already been destroyed.
They warn that as a result, the region will face a long-lasting internal displacement situation in Gaza with all its humanitarian, economic, developmental and security consequences.
It took 4 years of fighting in Syria to lose that percentage of housing that Gaza lost in 1 month. It's unprecedented. So rebuilding that later on, that will be a challenge because we will be living with a long-term humanitarian crisis even after the war ends. The cost of that rebuilding, the conditions of that rebuilding, the parameters of that rebuilding will be something which has to be looked at in an exceptional manner.
And a population in need of hope and solidarity.
It's clear as the ongoing war on Gaza will have profound socio-economic impact on the occupied Palestinian territory as a whole. And as we discuss this critical issue on the socio-economic impact, I just want you to recognize that there is human faces behind these staggering numbers. And beyond the numbers, there are also real people on both sides of this conflict, enduring unimaginable suffering, which puts on us a moral obligation to work collectively together to alleviate their suffering and bring some glimmer of hopes as we go along.
And while this war is still ongoing, Gaza already faces a massive development deficit that will only grow larger with each additional day that this conflict is allowed to continue. Sherwin Bryceby's SABC News, New York.